The Rug Rack and Home Decor, where knowledge and quality matter.
Welcome everyone to tonight's broadcast of the ECR World Championship Elite Championship Racing League. Tonight we are at Iowa Speedway for 140 laps. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather here. And it is 78 degrees on the track, and in the air, and the humidity is 55%. I was talking to these guys earlier, and it looks to, they said after about 5-10 laps it really starts to get a little bit loose, just because of the weight of these trucks. And we have about 2 minutes left before they go qualifying. You guys are welcome to talk in the chat, and anybody that's rooting for anybody out there tonight. And let's go ahead and take a look at the grid right now. Currently in practice, we have Michael Guidry, Chuck Harrell, Luis Salmazo, Douglas Hess, Brad Borer, Kurt Quist, Michael Leiby, Rob Haynes, Josh Sheets, George Munger for your top 10, Mike Voss, Christopher Munger, Stephen Massey, Victor Cantrell, Jai Hatterick, Jason O'Connor, Tony Ball, Ken Worley, Ken Ron, and Johnny Smith for your top 20. And Mike Hoffman, Tony Diamond, Ronnie Norman, Chris Steele, and Trevor Hurdle. As I said, there's only about 25 running. I think one of them is race control, so there might be only 24. I might be the only one in the booth tonight. I might have some special guests in here. Depends on what goes on. And I hope you guys enjoy the race out here tonight. And it's going to be a good season. Right now we are on race 8. Next week is race 9 at Gateway, and then we're off for a week. And then we come back July 13th for Kentucky, and then we're off another week. And then 2 more races, off 2 weeks, 2 more races. There's a lot of off weeks in truck. Considering truck only has 23 races, so just one of them things. And I was just informed by one of our league admins to make sure Trading Paints was updated, and I can only update it as much as it will let me. I've re-downloaded it a couple times, and It is what it is. Some people's paints just don't show up, and they're getting ready to go into qualifying. There we go. Try to get some people on the track while they're qualifying. Some anti-fan favorites out there tonight. I know a lot of people are always root for Susie. Always hashtag Susie Nation, but I don't think Susie's in here tonight. He is not. Another one people enjoy is Jason O'Connor. I don't think he's qualifying though. And a lot of people aren't qualifying, either because they didn't put in the laps or just because they want to start in the back and see how this race goes. Considering there's only really 23 people running, so it's going to be interesting to see what the turnout of this is. And I hope you guys can hear me alright. I have a little bit of different setup than from the last time I broadcasted, and I hope everything looks good on the screen. If you would just please let me know in the comments, that'd be great. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results right now. Right now, we got Douglas Hess on qualifying leading, followed by Ronnie Norman, Josh Sheets, Stephen Massey, Tony Diamond, Chris Steele, Nick Kaufman, Rob Haynes, George Munger, and Christopher Munger. Them two Munger brothers you gotta really watch out for. They run back to back, and they're actually drivers in real life, so they know what they're doing. And tell you what, with George being on the team that I'm on, for Xfinity, he really shows what he's worth. We're always trying to steal Chris Munger, but he's locked on another team, so unfortunately. So look how many are not qualifying. Either because they can't or they're choosing not to. It's a little ridiculous. And because of that, they should push the green. Trying to get a hold of one of the admins to see what's going on. Because if there's that many people not qualifying, why waste another 5 minutes? Wow, Douglas Hess. Michael Libby moved up. Michael Libby was running hot last week, too. He moved up to first place, and Douglas Hess is just 100th of a second behind him, but Ronnie Norman's 100th of a second behind Douglas Hess, so it's going to be really close here tonight. If they run their trucks like they have been in practice, then you're looking for some really close racing. Yeah, Josh Sheets just said a few people didn't do their laps and some did. Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, with some people just not wanting to qualify, and this happens in all three of our series: Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. That people just won't qualify. They want to start from the back and see what happens. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But if they end up like moving 20 positions, they can't get hard charger. You can only get hard charger if you qualify. So that puts them out of the picture. Got Kurt Quist up in 8th, running the 88. He switched with Luis Salmazo. Actually paid currency for its our fantasy funds. Paid the fantasy funds to take the 88 from Luis Salmazo. But the 88's been a good car all three series, so I can see why he wants it. Alright, so 15 people not qualifying. Oh, 05 all day, yeah, Mr. Sheets. Qualify for an Xfinity and trucks. Here we go. Yep. Just gotta watch your back out there and make sure you don't get put up into the wall. Alright, they should be gridding in about 30 seconds. Yeah, Trevor Hurdle is on Josh Sheets' team, and unfortunately, due to computer issues, he's not racing tonight. Jason O'Connor's chatting in the chat saying, "Say nice things about me, Scotty. My mom was watching. She'll kick your ass if you don't, or it's not mine." I never have anything bad to say about Jason O'Connor. Just a little bit about his team owner, but we all shoot the shit with Kenner. So Josh Sheets says Jason is that guy is a wrecker. No, not at all. All right, it is 9 o'clock. These guys should be ending their qualifying. anytime now. Just go ahead and take one last look at this before they grid. And we'll just look at our top 10. We got 55 of Michael Leiby, 31 of Douglas Hess, 25 of Ronnie Norman, 05 of Josh Sheets, 6 of... no, that's not correct. 6 of Stephen Massey. I hate when it does that. Oh, Jason O'Connor says, watch it, Sheets. I'll send Kinner after you. If you're looking for someone in our league to wreck you out on purpose or just down for just to wreck people out, Kinner is the person to do it. And he's over on Hell Yeah Racing, but unfortunately he's not here tonight. So let's go ahead and get to Michael Leiby's car and put on the rest of the interface. This is all going to change, don't mind the position or anything like that. It's just when the session starts, it screws up everything else. So we have 140 laps here. Jason says good luck all, and definitely good luck to you all out there. 23 of you racing. Let me go ahead and refresh. Make sure Trading Paints is working. It should be. And we have, as I say, we have 140 laps here tonight, but it should go quick. As long as these guys keep it clean, then they should be all set. For some reason, I cannot get Stephen Massey's paint to load. No idea why. I have my Trading Paints delete all the files prior to me coming in, and just, as I said, some paints from Trading Paints will just refuse to load. Some odd reason. Everybody needs to grid up so we can get this race going. Because all you good people out there that are watching want to see a good show tonight. And hopefully these guys from ECR can bring that. Which for the most part they do. I mean, granted, yeah, we do have cautions, but what race doesn't have cautions? But if we do go 140 laps green here, that will be just as good as the Martinsville race, which was like, I think 90 laps clean, and we had a caution clock. But you gotta remember, the 20-minute caution clock plays into effect as well. These guys are gonna go around one more time. It's a short track, so they have 2 laps to green. So pace car lights are off. One lap to go. Go ahead and take a look at the field here real quick. Pace car is in. And it's green, green, green. And Michael Leiby takes off. But you have the 25 right behind him, Ronnie Norman. Ronnie's a very good driver as well. Both are very fast. but Michael Webby's pulling away. He's really fast in these trucks. As you guys noticed last week, he pulled away pretty much the entire amount of the race, and I think he led the most laps as well. I'll have to check back on the stats for that. But this guy really knows how to drive the trucks. Ken Worley, he's up in 6th. He started in 11th. And we got Jason O'Connor up in 13th, started 17th. His mom's watching, then just to say that hello to Jason O'Connor's mom, and hopefully he has a good race out here tonight. We got Mike Voss in 14th. He's maintaining. I think he's just running his laps, just wants to see where he comes out. And 14 spinning. Caution. That was the 14 of Tony Ball. Push it too hard in 4. That's all it takes. As I said earlier, these guys are going to have a rough one out here tonight just because of how cool this track is. So, nothing major, no damage, just a spin out. That'll just put him back. Trying to see if I can find Tony Ball. I am not seeing him in TeamSpeak. Alright, I was going to have an interview with him, but can't find him. That's unfortunate. And we got Luis Salmazo in the number 1 tonight, covering for John Schweikart. John Schweikart's on vacation. Hope he's enjoying it. And let me go to Luis's car, which is running the Beast Mode paint scheme. Just taking a look at the some of these guys' paint schemes from behind. Some of these guys actually do their own paint, and some of them get them from trading paints directly. Myself, I do my own paints just because that's just how I like it. Some paints I do have, but they are from other team members. A couple of them from Luis Salmazo, and he does excellent paints. So I don't know why Steven Massey's isn't loading. It's unfortunate because he's probably got a really good one too. Like Tony Diamond, I like Tony Diamond's. Simons, Smith and Weston. I like the way that it's all digital like that. Got Josh Sheets in the Cornerstone Church. He runs that on all his vehicles, and they're all different types of Cornerstone Church paint schemes. Kurt Quist in the Gatorade. Victor Cantrell in the Copenhagen. Michael Guidry in Discount Tire. Said Luis Salmazo in Beast Mode. Brad Bohr and Panasonic B&B Racing. Chuck Harrell in the Skull. Jai Hadrick in the NBC Comcast. Nick Hoffman and the Drake. Chris Steele and the Team Hot Wheels. Johnny Smith and the Velocity Fox Racing. And Ken Ron and the Scotty. Jason O'Connor and the Hell Yeah Racing. And Tony Ball and the Applebee's. Pace car is in, and they're going to get ready to go on to lap 9. And Michael Libby decided to start on the outside this time. Not really sure what possessed him to do that, but oh, he got a good run until he got a little loose there on the apron. Iowa, it's one of those tracks that really will get you. Let me go into a cockpit view and show you guys. He's got Ronnie Norman trying to get him on the outside. Show you guys how much they have to let up in the corners. And the yellow flag. Oh, look at that pile up. Tony Diamond got up in the wall. Wow. Let's take a look from a different angle. Actually, let's take a look from Josh Sheet's angle on that one. See as Tony Diamond got up in the wall, got smacked, pushed Josh Sheets all the way down to the pit road. That's all she wrote. Take a look at Josh Sheets. Take a look at his. See how much damage. Oh, a little bit. Probably about 6-7 minutes worth of damage. Alright, I do believe it's going to be 2 to green. Go ahead and take a look at the top 10 right now. We got Michael Libby, Ronnie Norman, Doug Hess, Christopher Munger, Mike Voss, Stephen Massey, George Munger, Luis Salmazo, Chuck Harrell, and Rob Haynes for your top 10 after 13 laps. Still 127 laps remain, and there's been 0 lead changes. So hopefully these guys can pick it up a little bit and get these laps going. Pace car lights are off. It is 1 to green. Michael Iby's going to take the outside again. Pace car is in. And it's green, green, green. Ronnie Norman's trying to come on the inside, but I think he's just going to let it play out just for a few laps. But Douglas Hess is trying to get that low line. And Ronnie Norman goes on the inside. And he's going to take first position. But Michael Iby's not going to give up that easy. He's coming back on the outside. But you got Douglas Hess and Stephen Massey back there also fighting for second and third position. I think Michael's going to let Ronnie wear his tires just a bit before he really gives it to him. As I said, Michael Iby always has a fast-paced car, a fast-paced truck, I should say. These aren't cars. As you see, these guys are only going about 120 in the corners, picking it up as they're coming in and out. But, oh, and Douglas has spin. And he's going to not cause a caution, and he's just going to go bite the back of the pack and continue racing as if nothing didn't happen. So you guys in the chat are welcome to talk about anything, anybody you're rooting for. George Munger is now in 9th. He started 21st. He is in the U-Haul. Oh, Chuck Harrell just losing it just a bit coming out of 4th. They said this track was going to be tough tonight. Got Jason O'Connor up in 14th to start at 17th. He's making his way up there. Still at 119 laps to go. Going to be 118 laps as the leader crosses over the line. So a lot can happen, and a lot probably will happen in that amount of time. Oh! Looks like Voss got loose, and they just wanted to make his way around him. Man. And I thought running daytime in the Xfinity was tough. Man, these trucks seem to be like they're just losing it quickly. Oh, Chris Munger. He's about to get lapped, too. Wow, look at that gap between Ronnie Norman and Michael Iby. Usually it's the other way around. Michael's got 1.5 seconds to catch, or he's 1.5 seconds behind Ronnie Norman. That's nuts. And as you see by the differential to leader, Ronnie is just pulling away almost 0.2 to 0.3 of a second, just going one lap around. But these tires are kind of fresh. I mean, they've only been on it for 3 or 4 laps, so it's they haven't fallen off quite yet. Take a look and see what's going on back here. We got Josh Sheets and Michael Guidry in 23rd and 24th. They're both 1 lap down due to the incident earlier. But if they get the lucky dog, they'll come back. Tony Diamond's 2 laps down. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 laps down and 4 laps down. I was looking at the car in front. My bad. Tony Diamond's 3 laps down. Ronnie Norman's coming right up on Chris Munger. Chris is probably going to go a lap down, probably in the next couple laps. Trying to get everybody around the track. Brad Boyer is sticking in 19th. Mike Voss is in now 18th. He's dropping back a little bit. Not sure what's going on with his truck or if he's just letting it play out. Ken Ron in the 03. He's in 17th. He started 24th. He's 14 seconds behind Ronnie Norman. Just give you guys any idea how much these guys are spread out already. Oh, and Victor Cantrell is across the grass, but I believe there will be no caution. Nope, he's able to get it back out on the track, caution free. I mean, look at Douglas Hess. He's back here in 14th, and he started 2nd, just from 1 slip up. But again, you know, they have 108 laps to go, so. George Munger's in 12th. Jason O'Connor is up in 11th. A few people out there tonight rooting for him. Especially if Michael Kenner can get on and watch this. He's probably giving, oh, hell yeah, back right at him. Jai Hatterick's in 10th. Luis Salmazo is in 9th. Followed by Chris Steele, Tony Ball. Which Tony Ball, in the beginning of these races, at the beginning of the season, Tony Ball was a fan favorite. Don't know if they happen to come back here tonight, hopefully. And we got Ronald James in the chat saying good luck to us. Chuck Harrell's in 6th, started 20th. And he's just moving his way up. Passing Ken Worley on the outside. Rob Haynes is in 4th, started 10th. Stephen Massey's in now 3rd with Michael Leiby right in front of him. And Michael Leiby is now almost 4 seconds behind Ronnie Norman. Ronnie is just killing it here tonight. And we got Ramon Avila. I think that's what it says. Ramon Avila says, let's go Johnny Smith, number 75. And we have ourselves another caution on lap 35. Looks like Victor Cantrell. Oh yeah. Looks like, oh, he got up in the number 14. Spun a little bit, smoking, twitching. I think, yeah, he's gonna have quite a bit of damage and a lot of repair, actually. And it looks like Tony Ball also has quite a bit of front-end damage. Let's go to look at his sides. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of front-end damage. And let's go ahead and go back to Victor Cantrell and see what his looks like. Yeah, he's got damage all around. But still 103 laps left, so they're probably going to have enough time to repair. Go back to the leader here. Let's go ahead and have an interview with Ronnie Norman real quick. Ronnie Norman, welcome to the broadcast booth. How you doing tonight, sir?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Watching you take one hell of a lead out there tonight.
Yeah, the truck feels really good. I don't know, something about this track. Trying to just build off of what we did last week at Texas. So looking to lead the most laps again here tonight.
I gotta say, I think you're gonna get it. As far as right now, you had 4 seconds on Michael Leiby.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell though with that with the last run because a lot of us were on those. This is our first pit stop, so we'll see how the new tires work out.
All right, well, good luck there tonight, and hopefully we can see you up front for the rest of the race.
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll see what we can do.
All right, we'll talk to you in a few.
All right, thank you, Scotty.
You heard it from the leader himself. The truck's feeling good out there tonight. As long as you know how to run it, I think these guys do great out here. And it's 2 to green. Checking out how much damage these guys have so far after 39 laps. Because it's all about that front end damage. So if you have any front end damage, you're bound to overheat. I mean, look how crumpled Kurt Quist's hood is. Just tell by all the shadows. Alright, it is 1 to green. Anybody else got a fan favorite out there tonight? We had, Raymond, not Ramon. Raymond Avila with Johnny Smith, the number 75. Gotta say, you guys are welcome to chat out, give any shout outs to anybody. And remember, guys, if you want to see more truck racing here from the ECR, go ahead and like and subscribe and bring this rest of the season to you. And Ronnie Norman is off. As we go to lap 41 of 140. 99 laps to go. But I don't think Michael Leiby is going to let him get away this time. You got Rob Haynes right behind Leiby. Rob Haynes was back a little bit, starting in 10th, now sitting in 3rd. Right where Stephen Massey was. But now you have Luis Salmazo, who's always a front runner up there, along with Chuck Harrell. Let's go ahead and do a rear view chase of this, show you guys how they're running. And pretty much single file up to the top 10. Oh, what is Chuck Harrell doing? He got real low coming into 3 and 4. Go ahead and do a cockpit view of Mr. Norman here, just to show you guys what's really going on inside these trucks. And how the leader right now is handling the course. Or handling the track, not the course. It's not a road course. But for those Sprint Cup fans, we have Sonoma coming up next week. You can find that over on Max Speed TV. And for the Xfinity Racing, you can find that over on Iran Broadcasting. I also want to give a shout out to the Rug Rack and Home Decor, this year's sponsor for the ECR Camping World Series truck racing. They're located in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I will be displaying a commercial from them probably on the next caution with their 1-800 number to call and find out what exactly they have. Myself, I have a few of their products, and very high quality for very good prices. Again, Chuck Harrell going for that low line. I don't know. That's going to wear on his truck, I can tell you that. These guys really want to stick to that high line as much as they can so they can get the most out of their truck. But we might see a caution clock. Look at that. 2nd through 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. All running together. And Ronnie Norman's just like, nope. Oh. Rob Haynes losing it a little bit coming out of 4, but saving it enough to not have another caution. He was getting up there too. That's going to put him back into 17th. Got Tony Ball up in 6th, Douglas Hess in 7th, Ken Worley in 8th. George Munger is now sitting in 13th. Nick Kaufman, one of our newcomers, is sitting in 14th, started 9th. Johnny Smith is in 14th, started 18th. Christopher Munger is in 18th. Mike Voss in 19th. Tony Diamond in 21st. Victor Cantrell in 22nd. Michael Guidry in 24th. Jason O'Connor rounding out the top 10 right now. Man, if Kinner's watching, I bet he's cheering right from his seat. And you can find Michael Kinner over on Hell Yeah Racing's channel. He does cockpit views of most of our races. And just to let you know, it is rated mostly like higher PG-13 into R. He really doesn't hold back, and he really doesn't care. He's a really funny guy, and he enjoys what he does. And he enjoys racing with all of us. Really are an ECR family. These gaps are insane. Let's go to a blimp view to see if I can capture it better. Just to show you guys how big these gaps are between the lead lap cars. So Ronnie Norman is now, wow, Now almost 3 seconds ahead of Michael Ivey. Josh Susie is in here and says, "Hi from work, hashtag Susie Nation," and giving a good luck to all those out here racing tonight. Unfortunately, Josh Susie had to work, so he couldn't be here, but I imagine his followers are here watching to see what's going on without him in the race. But I'm sure he'll be back next week for Gateway, which ought to be very interesting. So we got a nice tight pack here for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. This guy's trying to keep it all together. And we have ourselves another caution. Oh, Nick Kaufman. No. Oh, George Munger got loose. Then Nick oh, yeah. Okay. George got loose coming out of 4. Slammed in the 75. Then, yeah. A little bit of a wreck, but I don't think George's truck is hurt too bad. And he didn't bother going back around. He took it right to the pits. See if I can get George in the broadcast booth with us tonight. George Munger, welcome to the broadcast booth. How are you doing tonight?
What's happening, Scotty?
Too much. Saw you just got loose a little bit coming out of 4.
I think so. Yeah, that wasn't fun.
Can you tell these guys out here tonight that are watching how the track feels tonight?
It's actually pretty good. You just can't push it a little too hard. I mean, actually everybody's doing pretty good. Those first couple cautions weren't fun, but after that was a long run.
Yeah, that definitely was a long run. What's your repair look like right now?
Still towing. I gotta wait. It'll probably be another minute or so, but yeah, hey, it's still long. I'm still hanging in there.
Yeah, there's still another 80 laps to go, so. Well, alright, I will put you back down to the channel. Thank you for coming into the booth with us tonight, and hopefully you can get back out on the track.
Have a good night, Scotty. Thanks.
You too. Alright, and you heard it from George himself. Basically, just keep your truck clean, don't push it too hard, and you'll be able to get out front there and just keep a good pace. The minute you start pushing it too hard, you will go around. So, I do believe next week for Xfinity we will be making up the Michigan race. Due to the DDoS attack that we had a week ago, we unfortunately had to rain date the race. So, it should be broadcasted next week over on Iran Broadcasting, and hopefully we can see you all there. We go ahead and go to a quick commercial break from the Rug Rack.
The Rug Rack and Home Decor, where knowledge and quality matter.
Alright, and that was the Rug Rack and Home Decor located in Chattanooga. And as you see, a few of these guys are going to get their laps back, or at least one lap back. Josh Sheet's now 4 laps down. George Munger is now 3. At least he's back out on the track. There's still a lot of laps left here, and Hopefully these guys can keep it clean for another 20-30 laps or so, or at least till a caution clock. When 20 laps to go hits the caution clock, then shuts off, then it's anyone's game. Well, there's still regular cautions, but there's no more called cautions. So Michael Leiby will be leading the pack this time, but Ronnie Norman's sitting on the inside, and Michael's going to start from the outside. Ronnie Norman's led 44 laps, and Michael Leiby's led 19 as the pace lights are off, and we're going into corner 3. Pace car is in. And Michael Leiby is taking off. But I guarantee you Ronnie Norman's going to be right there. And yes, he's going to take back first position. Just like that, going out of 2. And Ronnie Norman really wants that win here tonight. But you can't count out Stephen Massey either. Massey's moving right up there trying to get that draft in between them. And Michael Leiby takes first back from Ronnie Norman. Trying to make sure all the comments are loaded, seeing if anyone's in the chat. I just want to thank you all for being here tonight and sticking around for the ECR Elite Championship Racing Camping World Series here on the Broadcast Network. Oh, the 14 Tony Ball is blinking out a bit. A little bit of connection issues going on. Douglas Hess is back up in 6th. Rob Haynes in 7th. Chris Steele in 8th. Jason O'Connor in 9th. And Luis Salmazo rounding out the top 10. But, oh, look at that. Number 75, Johnny Smith losing it, coming out at 4. Well, 3 into 4, but keeping it together. Running also with Max BTV on his Max BT logo on his truck. Trevor McManus, hey, welcome into the chat. Thank you for joining us. I hope you are enjoying the show as well as the rest of you. And everybody seems to be a little quiet here tonight, but that's quite alright. Probably just kicking back, relaxing here on a Wednesday night. We are now at the halfway point. It is 70 laps to go. Got Ronnie Norman and Michael Leiby still up front fighting. But as I said, the number 6 of Stephen Massey is right behind them. Trying not to give him an inch. Ken Worley's out. Interesting. Josh Sheets sitting in 22nd. He's just out here. He's 3 laps down. Just running the race as much as he can. George Munger, also 4 laps down, just sitting in 21st. As long as he keeps his nose clean, I think he'll manage to keep his position, if not get into 20th. If he can gain another lap back. Mike Voss sitting in 16th, starting 14th, still on lead lap. With Jason O'Connor right behind him. And the 0-3 of Ken Ron. Looks like a spin. Let's see what happened. Yep, coming out of 4. Not sure why it called the caution. He didn't completely stop, so. That might have been a race control caution. Because as you saw earlier, other people have also spun out, kept it going, and didn't cause a caution. So, iRacing's finicky like that with cautions sometimes. Just like the damage, like you can get, you can get 2x damage, and below your motor with a 31-minute repair, which, that's a little much. But you can also get 6x to 8x damage, and win the race. It's funny how the damage rating system actually works. Everybody on the lead lap's pitting. For the most part, I do not blame. Michael Guidry is 5 laps down, sitting in 23rd. Josh Sheets 3 laps down. George Munger 3 laps down. So they'll get the wave around, so they'll now be 2 laps. Well, won't get a wave around, but they'll be ahead of the lead cars. So they will now be 2 laps down. If maybe. No, they'll still be 3 laps down. But if they don't pit, then they're really gonna wear on their tires and wear on the rest of their truck and possibly go back into the wall or spin out again. Depending on really what happens, how much they really want to run their truck. So, those of you that have been watching, who do you think's really going to run here tonight? Let's go ahead and go to the results. Got Rob Haynes up in front right now, leading this caution pack round. Got Rob Haynes, Michael Libby, Ronnie Norman, Brad Borer, Ken Ron, Stephen Massey, Tony Ball, Chris Steele, Douglas Hess, and Luis Salmazo rounding out the top 10. From right now, gonna go on lap 77, what do you guys think? We got Johnny Smith, Chris Munger, Jai Hatterick, Chuck Harrell, Kurt Quist, Tony Diamond, Mike Voss, Jason O'Connor, Nick Kaufman, and Victor Cantrell through 11 through 20. And Josh Sheets, George Munger, and Michael Guidry still on the lap, still out on the track. And Ken Worley and Trevor Hurdle are out. Trevor Hurdle had computer issues right from the start, so he was unable to race here tonight. Gonna be 1 to green as the pace car comes around. And it's the first time we've seen Rob Haynes out in the front here tonight. He's usually a top contender for the last races as well. He's usually in the top 10. As you see, he started 10th here tonight, so maybe he might turn this around. Who knows? But he will get the extra point for leading. Pace car lights are out. Go into 2 and gonna come out on the back stretch here. Few number changes up here as far as the top 10 goes. Kinda like it. a little diversity in your top 10. Pace car is in. Rob Haynes is going to take off starting on the outside and is green flag racing. I think Rob Haynes was just waiting for his chance to be out there. But Michael Iby's closing the gap in on him. And Michael Iby's going in on the inside, going to take first place. But Rob Haynes back on the outside, got a little bit more of a push. Running that outside line, may have to ease up a little bit going into 3 and 4, but can really push in 1 and 2, as you can see right here. We got Brad Boris sitting in 4th. He started in 19th, but Stephen Massey's trying to get him on the inside in number 6. Again, I apologize for not having his paint scheme loaded. Just wouldn't load. It's one of them things with trading paints. It happens. Technology. Oh, and the number 4 is back. Drew back a little bit. I think he got loose. He's still getting a little bit loose. And Chris Steele is blinking out just a little bit. Number 92 Hot Wheels car. These guys are having a few issues tonight here, as you see them blinking in and out. But you figure iRacing's trying to connect with people all across the world. I mean, honestly, the ones that have really great internet. And trying to let them play all together live, completely live, with 0 lag. You know, the show, it says a lot for them. I mean, considering you can have 43, I think, up to 60 cars. I think depending on the road race, maybe it's only 43. But we follow NASCAR rules. We only run up to 40 in each series as far as Xfinity, Cup, and Truck go. Another caution. Lap 85. See what happened this time. Probably another spin out. And it was Chuck Harrell. Well, Chuck Harrell got into it, but... Chuck Harrell, yeah, he lost it. Got in Douglas S a little bit. And that is going to be the 6th caution here tonight. Currently on lap 87. There's 54 laps to go, and we've had 7 lead changes. Let's go back here to live. And it looks like the leaders are going to pit again. Quite possibly. No, Ronnie Norman's going to stay out, but Libby and Massey go in. Same with Brad Bohr. And the number 14 of Tony Ball. Also with the number 4, Rob Haynes right behind him. That shadow looks menacing like that. Looks like a helicopter flying over some sort of plane. That was kind of cool. I hope that showed up in the stream as well, coming along the pit wall. Got Brad Borer coming back out, but Michael Iby beats him. Michael Iby sitting in that first pit stall. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing, depending on how fast you're able to get to your stall compared to the others. And Ronnie Norman is going to continue leading, but the rest of the lead pack mainly have fresh tires. So it's going to be really interesting to see, especially you got Douglas Hess right behind him, who also did not pit, but you got Stephen Massey, Michael Leiby, Brad Bohr, Tony Ball, who all got tires. Same with Luis Salmazo and Chris Munger, Johnny Smith, and Chris Steele. These two up front, it's going to be real iffy for them. Almost forgot to press the talk button. If you guys would like to know more about the ECR League, go to www.ecrleague.com. It is also in the description. Again, check out MaxB TV for the Cup Racing and also other series he does with other leagues, and the Ram Broadcasting for the Xfinity Racing series. Jason O'Connor is sitting in 13th. He was in the top 10. Hopefully he can get that back and get a good win for iRacing. It's only him and Michael Kinner on the team. I don't know if Mike's trying to recruit anyone else or Ken, with our money that we use, our fantasy funds. Pace lights are going to come off, and they are going to be 1 to green. 50 laps to go. And they've been racing for almost an hour, so that's not too bad. I mean, granted, yeah, we've had 7 cautions, but still, not really bad. Douglas Hess is going to start in second on the inside, while Ronnie Norman's going to start on the outside in first. Ronnie Norman, again, 52 laps led here tonight at Iowa Speedway. Pace car is in for another green flag racing here at Iowa Speedway. Ronnie Norman takes off like a rocket. This guy knows what he's doing out here tonight. Oh, 3 wide. Wow, 3 wide. These guys really... Oh! Douglas Hess almost losing it and hitting Luis Salmazo. Man, Doug's just needs to get a hold of it, because he almost took out Johnny Smith as well. Johnny Smith's dropping back quite a bit. These guys know that there's less than 50 laps now, that it's game time. Game time in a simulation. Simulationception. If you guys can't hear me well enough, just let me know. Should be able to. This mic pretty much picks up everything. Got Tony Ball sitting in 4th, Brad Bohr in 5th, Luis Salmazo in 6th, Christopher Munger in 7th. Oh, Johnny Smith losing a little bit in 9th place, with Douglas Hess sitting in 8th. Chris Steele in 11th, and Jason O'Connor back in the top 10. I know he's making a few people proud out there tonight. And speaking of which, Jason O'Connor is from home state Maine. He says New England. He actually lives in Maine, right near myself. And it's not very often you see people from Maine actually on iRacing. Oh, Chris Munger spun out. But that's not going to cause a caution. Yeah, he lost to coming out of 4. But didn't hit anything. Now, he completely stopped, but that didn't bring out a caution. iRacing. Because iRacing, that's why. Ronnie Norman still sitting out in front, leading 61 laps here tonight, folks. And he's just gaining as far, well, maybe not. He's got almost 2 seconds on Stephen Massey. Stephen Massey sitting in second. Moving on up. Michael Ibe's right behind him, but right behind them is Tony Ball, Brad Bohr, and now Luis Salmazo. Got Douglas Hess, Johnny Smith, Jason O'Connor, and Rob Haynes rounding out your top 10. $40 laps to go, 39 laps to go as the leader crossed the line. Not Tony Diamond, but probably Ronnie Norman. At this point in the race, I think he might just get it. Just looking back here at these cars, just keep an eye on what everybody else is doing out on the track. It's nice to see, these people out here. There's 23 out on the track. Nice to see what's going on in their neck of the woods. Stephen Massey's trying to close that gap. He's gaining on Ronnie Norman. As I say that, the number and his differential just keeps getting higher. But remember, just 2 laps ago, or a lap ago, he was 2 seconds behind Ronnie Norman. So he's slowly gaining. Well, maybe not anymore, but he was. At one point, he actually was. And we got a Matthew Hibbs with a hashtag Massey Nation in here. Matthew Hibbs I've had in the broadcast booth a couple times before. It's great to see him in the chat as well. Go ahead and get a chase view of Libby. Libby's going in on the inside, trying to pass Massey. Not gonna get it. I don't know if you guys can see that in the broadcast. Maybe not because of the pixelation. But there's a bunch of rubber on the upper wall, on the inside wall, and a bunch of rubber on the front of these trucks. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. If not, I'm just explaining to you how I see it. And we got a Michelle McMaster in here saying, just got off work. Go RJ number 51. Unfortunately, Ron James is not in here tonight. I do believe Ron James was in the chat, though. Oh, a little bit bump going on back here. Chris Munger back in the pits. His brother George Munger 4 laps down, sitting in 22nd. Ronnie Norman with that lead. Now a little over 2 seconds ahead of Stephen Massey. And Massey's trying to pull away from Libby. Look at the gap between Libby and Tony Ball. Almost a 2.5 second gap between them. And Louise is trying to get Tony Ball on the outside. "29 laps to go here at Iowa Speedway at night." Tony Ball, though, is taking off a little bit, trying not to let Louise pass him. But also Brad Boris trying to pass Louise. Now we have quite a few people in here tonight that are not running for points. As I said, there's only 23 people on track, so hopefully the majority of them are. And George Munger got lapped by Ronnie Norman. And Stephen Massey is pulling away from Michael Libby. Now almost a second ahead of Michael. Tony Ball is almost 6 seconds behind Ronnie Norman. Let's go ahead and get another cockpit video. Or not, we have another caution on lap 114 of 140. Oh, Ken Ron. I think that's the second caution he's been in. Would be his second EOL. Let me just double check to make sure it's on. See what happened. No, that's gonna be a Mike Voss. So the EOL goes to Mike Voss, and Ken Ron is gonna be able to finish this race, hopefully. This rear end's bent up a little bit. Look at that, it's all warped. Definitely not helping the aerodynamics whatsoever. So you see all the leader is going into pit. As there are now 24 laps left of this race. Checking out pit road here. And Ronnie Norman. Oh, look at the mess of them take off. They all want it with this race closing out. Not closing on. Been a long day today. get another interview with Ronnie Norman real quick. Ronnie Norman, welcome back to the broadcast booth.
What's up, Scotty?
Too much, just watching your racing out here tonight. How's the truck feeling for you after lots of laps without tires?
Surprisingly, it felt really good. I was a little iffy about staying out on that last caution, and I figured Libby and Massey would have came flying by and got around me, but I don't know. I was able to hold it out and had about a second lead, so I was really surprised and happy and glad it worked.
Guess say you're just pulling away like crazy between you and Libby. I don't know which one would be faster. I mean, granted, yeah, you've been leading, but he was pulling away there in the beginning for quite some time.
Yeah, it's just being out front, you get such an advantage because with the clean air, like even when I was behind Libby there for a while, I was telling everybody, I was like, man, I really hate being in second because I can't drive worth a crap now. So being in first and being out front really has an advantage, and it's probably the best place to be right here with about 20 to go.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you enjoy your last 20 laps of the race, and I'll go ahead and put you back up in the channel.
All right, thanks.
So we are going to have 20 laps to go when we come back to green. And let's go ahead and take about one last commercial break.
The Rug Rack and Home Decor, where knowledge and quality matter.
Alright, that was one last commercial from the Rug Rack and Home Decor, again located in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Go ahead and give them a toll-free, call them toll-free. Well, not now because it's 10 o'clock at night, but toll-free anytime during the day. Actually, I don't know if they have a call service or not, so I would try it. Just want to thank all of you again for coming out here tonight and watching this race unfold as pace car goes in, and we're going to start lap 20 with Ronnie Norman on the outside, and we're green. But we have Rob Haynes up in second. Now third is Stephen Massey goes on the outside. Got a Matthew Hibbs with a hashtag Massey Nation in here. Got Michael Ivey trying to go in on the inside, trying to pass the number 4. Oh, Michael Ivey getting loose a little bit, and Luis Salmazo is going to come into third position, trying to get third position. Look at this, going 3 wide, coming back out on the front stretch. And 14 tapping the wall just a hair. 18 laps left. I think Luis hit that beast mode button and he's just going for it. Oh, man. A little bit of love tapping going on between, oh, shit, between a 14 and a 55. And Douglas has got up into it as well. Man, oh man, oh man. That hopefully will be the last caution here tonight. We got a Matthew Hibbs with a yeah, go Steven. Sorry, Matthew. He said, "Watch my mouth." Oops, I think I said S. I'm allowed one swear for the night, and that's not even a really good swear, but I'm allowed one. Tony Rantaz will laugh a little bit. And it looks like the 03 got the lucky double. Oh man, Massey wants that first place position. Now as you see, Massey's banged up a little bit, but as you see, that's not really... Oh, what is going on? Yes, this is rated PG-13. This is not a Hell Yeah Racing broadcast where it's rated R, but it's definitely PG-13. That's like the only actual word I've said tonight that could be considered quote-unquote bad. But if you watch any other videos on my channel, I use words. A lot of different words. Alright, are there going to be one more lap? As they come into 3 and 4 here. Getting interesting now. Coming down, we've had 8 cautions for 36 laps. Currently on lap 127. Gonna be 13 to go. And when they go green, it's gonna be 12 to go. And we've had 7 lead changes here tonight, which isn't as much as last week, but oh, maybe it's 2 to green now. Thought it was going to be 1 to green. Alright, maybe it'll be green on lap 30. So maybe it'll be a 10-lap shootout. Ooh, man. Again, the weather here tonight, the track is 78 degrees and the air temp is 78 degrees. With 55% humidity. Hopefully the quality is good enough out there for everybody. Hope you guys all can hear me. Everything is coming in crystal clear. Haven't heard any complaints. One lap to green. We are going to be going to green on lap 129. Yeah, throat's starting to hurt a little bit here. Alright, pace car is in. Ronnie Norman's going to lead off as we're going to go 11 laps to go. Luis Salmazo sitting in 3rd though. Trying to get 2nd from Massey. Matthew Hipp says everything is good other than vulgar language. Okay. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Chuck Harrell loses it. Oh, pile up. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, just look at this paused moment right here and tell me what you guys think. Chuck got loose, got up in. Oh man. Oh, that sucks. Chuck Harrell smoking. Let's see how bad he got hit. He got hit quite a bit. Oh man, Chris Steele got into it too. I think that might be Chuck's race. Yeah, Matthew Hipp says can't drive in reverse. No, you can't. See if I can find Chuck Harrell. Chuck Harrell, welcome to the broadcast booth.
What's up, Scotty?
Too much. Looks like you got loose out there, unfortunately.
I didn't get loose. I got punted. Look at the replay. 88 punted me.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I don't know from
That's good racing. It's short track racing and just how it goes. A great track. I always have fun here. I came to the front 3 times. I had a good chance there, but that's just how it goes. Can't change it.
It's just the belly of the beast, right?
Yeah, you get mad at the race, you know. You get mad at people, but it's just racing.
Oh, trust me, I was mad at the race last night, Monday night. Alright, well that's unfortunate, Chuck, and hopefully next week when we go to Gateway, have a little better luck out there. Gateway is a lot different track.
Yeah, either way. We'll be back. Have fun again next week. Thanks for broadcasting, Scotty. It's a good deal.
Anytime. I have to go get a drink real quick. I'll be right back. Matthew Hipp says, 88, who stole my number? Someone is getting sued. Because Matthew Hibbs typically runs it now. But again, Matthew couldn't be here, so we are one to green. As I said, sorry about that, guys. I had to get something to drink to finish out talking through this night. Gonna be a 4-lap shootout here as Ronnie Norman starts on the outside with Luis Salmazo on the inside. Pace car is in. Ronnie's gonna take off and not give Luis anything. Giving him the big old middle finger, saying this is my race. I've led almost 100 laps. No one's gonna take that from me. See here, Ronnie Norman just pulling away. Three more laps. Got Luis Salmazo in second, Stephen Massey in third, Tony Ball number 14 in fourth, Rob Haynes in fifth, Douglas Hess in sixth, Johnny Smith in seventh, Michael Ivey in eighth, Nick Kaufman in ninth, and Tony Diamond in 10th. White flag, final lap. And as they cross the finish line, it's going to be Ronnie Norman in first, Luis Salmazo in second, Stephen Massey in third. See the fireworks going off. Alright, let's get a burnout show from him with fireworks. Alright, let me go ahead and break down the top three. Trying to find the number 6. Alright guys, welcome the top 3 to the broadcast booth. That was a hell of a show you guys put out there tonight.
Yeah, Scotty, thanks for that.
You're very welcome. I want to start with number finished in third position, Stephen Massey.
What's up, Scotty?
Not too much. Great race from all of you out there tonight, actually. 23 of you that ran. And how was... I saw you kept going back and forth between positions. How'd you manage just to keep up in the top, actually finishing third tonight?
Honestly, it was about pit stops and track position. To be honest, tonight. I mean, tires really didn't fall off that much, and restarts is what was the hardest thing. If you can keep your spot on the restart, you can keep your spot, and then you can go after the guy in front of you. But restarts were just a pain in the butt. So just driving hard, good pit crew.
Very nice to hear. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Alright, Ronnie Norman. Nope, Luis Salmazo. I would have talked to you first before I talked to Ronnie.
I was about to say something. I was gonna get pissed. Like, you're skipping me. Yeah, come on.
Well, see, you ran hard up there tonight. You started in the back a little bit and just kept pushing your way up forward.
Yeah, I made a mistake. Stupid mistake when I was very, very close to Stephen and Michael Levy, who also ran up. When I was cracking the top 5, got a little bit too carried away when I was getting to the front. Lost control, had to regroup and go all the way back and try to get the positions back. But it was a pretty good race. Setup felt really good. iRacing did a good job on this one. You could drive this thing everywhere on the track. Competition was pretty good. Everybody driving very close. But on the last final restart, if you're the leader, you control when you go. So Ronnie had that split second where he could accelerate, and that was the game. Not enough time for him to make a mistake, something that he rarely does, and not enough time for us to try anything. But a really good race, subbing in for John, who, if he's watching, if he's not passed out by now by drinking beers on his vacation, I'm pretty sure he'll be proud.
All right, I bet he is proud. You are running that car for him tonight while he's out. Great job to you tonight as well.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks for the broadcast.
You're very welcome. All right, and the man of tonight, number 1, Ronnie Norman.
Hello.
Congratulations to you out there for leading 102 laps.
Thanks, appreciate it. That's what my goal was to do, is to come in and just lead the most laps like I did last weekend, because, I mean, I got one taken away, so I wasn't letting anything get out of the way of my win here tonight.
No, that was a very nice race that you just kept pulling away and proving what you really have in this truck.
Yeah, trucks, best thing to race on here, I think. They're the funnest, but, I mean, hey, any track, I mean, I love it. It's fun.
Well, hopefully next week we can see you back up here in the top at Gateway. I know a lot of people do not like Gateway, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Actually, Gateway is one of the tracks on iRacing this week, and I've been doing some racing on there, so hopefully we can do the same thing again. Gateway is another track that I wouldn't say that I'm bad at, but I'm pretty decent at it, so hopefully we'll talk again, Scotty.
Hope so too. All right. Congratulations, Ronnie.
Hey, thanks, appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That was Iowa Speedway, the American Ethanol 200, represented from the ECR Truck Series, also sponsored by myself, the Broadcasting Network, and the Rug Rack and Home Decor. I just want to thank you all for watching tonight, and remember, if you was not able to come in early enough, go ahead and check back in about 10 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes, this race should be live back up on the channel. So, again, thank you all for watching. You guys all have a great night.